he answering?
He's not answering.
He's not answering?
He's not
again?
answering.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hold on, let me try it again.
Your kid, try it again. Dude.
It's ringing.
This is 3 days. Come on,
it's ringing.
It's ringing? All right, cool.
It's going straight to his voice. I think it cut us off.
Because 3 days, man.
3 days?
We haven't heard from Boo in 3 days. I'm getting worried, man. It's our king. What are we going to do? What
do you want to do?
Call him again. Call him again.
Whoa. I have a question here.
What?
You know, after tonight, I get up. Okay, I'm stunned. I look up. There's nobody there. Neither one of you guys. I thought we were a team.
Sean, see, look. I'm a lord. He is a sir. You are a squire. There's certain business that we have to attend to.
There's a hierarchy here.
Yeah,
okay?
hierarchy.
We're trying to take care of business.
That's all we're doing.
All right?
I mean,
hey, speaking of business, I got you a match next week.
Oh, you do?
To take care of my business with Tim Donks. So have fun.
Is that right?
Have fun.
Okay. Sounds good.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to another edition of The Pulse right here on HWAOnline.com. I am your host, Chris the Brain. Joining me, as always, my co-host, the relentless one, Ron Mathis. And top of the program, we saw it. The Noble Bloods a little bit worried right now because the king has gone AWOL.
You know, I feel for the Noble Bloods. Ever since they ran the Irish Airborne out of the HWA, we've become pretty tight. We're pretty good friends.
That's wonderful.
And, you know, if they're worried, I'm worried for them. I want them to get their situation worked out.
Empathy, is that what you have for them?
Mm-hmm, that's what I have for them.
Okay, well, what we have in store for one of the members of the King's Court next week, well, at least we don't. It's actually Danny O'Brien, the new manager of the Noble Bloods, if you could believe that. It's going to be Shawn Bond versus the returning Tim Donks right here next week. That's April 7th, Wednesday night at the Sword. The weekly tradition continues. But right now, you know, we talked about it. King is nowhere to be found. And I do believe I know the reason, because he lost. He straight up lost that no-holds-barred match, the main event at HWA Hysteria, that jam-packed crowd. The Donald Lee Crew Center watched it happen.
They also watched me choke out Shank.
Damn. Really?
I did it. You've seen it.
I did see it. I was there. And we'll actually be seeing that match in the coming weeks here on the website. But right now, what we're going to see is a little bit of an interview conducted earlier with the Madness, Chris Hall.
I vowed to make 2010 my year. The Irish Airborne is no more. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I thank them for everything that they've given to me. All the knowledge and the hard work. That hard work and knowledge paid off this past Saturday in Norwood, Ohio. I had the biggest match of my career against King Vu. No holds barred. I came out victorious on top. I've kept my vow to make 2010 my year. As if Norwood wasn't big enough for me, that put me at the top of the contender list. I've got Jon Moxley, international superstar, CZW heavyweight champion, WXW tag team champion, and of course, the HWA heavyweight champion. Saturday meant a lot, but next week, it's going to mean so much more. The hard work, dedication, it's all going to come to culmination when I take the HWA title from Jon Moxley.
Finally, man, I won.
I lost. That's all that matters. Now get my shit and let's go.
The Madness, Chris Hall, Jon Moxley, HWA heavyweight title match, April the 7th, right here at the Sword. Unbelievable main event matchup, title on the line. You saw Jon Moxley make his return. He put the belt up against Dustin Reyes just earlier tonight. Amazing matchup. Jon Moxley is back, better than ever, And I'll tell you what, he's going to have to be for the Madness Chris Hall next week. But speaking of Dustin Reyes, he really got involved in a situation that really, well, his mentor, his protege, Nate Flames, was in there with a good friend of mine, Sydney Fabulous.
I bet you'd be friends. That makes perfect sense.
Anyway, Sid, would you please? Sid Fabulous, Nate Flames, Dustin Reyes gets involved. Sid Fabulous loses.
Again.
He was victorious at Hysteria.
It's 1 out of 9.
All right, please. He's the Mega Bowl champion, for God's sake.
How many months ago was that?
Let me tell you something. The 2010 Mega Bowl, he's champion the whole year.
Yeah. Billy Gunn was king of the ring for a whole year. Doesn't mean that much.
Really? You're gonna mention Billy Gunn on this
Billy
broadcast?
Gunn.
That is awful. That is
Billy Gunn.
making me sick. But let's get back on track here, if we may. Sid Fabulous obviously upset. Fortunately, a good friend of his, Jesse Emerson,
Jesse Emerson.
Wait, I'm not.
I've been waiting for you to bring up Jesse Emerson.
Why is that?
Let me ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
I don't want any smart alecky responses. I just
Not
want
out of
answers.
me. I'll give you a straight answer.
Me and Shank, Saturday at Hysteria.
Yes.
Who won that match?
You won that match.
I won that match, okay.
Right.
Tonight, who got the Lucha Core title shot?
Shank Barzini.
How does that make any damn sense?
Well, let me.
How do I beat him 4 days ago and then he's getting a title shot and I getting crap?
Well,
when do I get my fair shake?
Let me remind you of something, Mr. Mathis. You remember that Battle Royal back on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
The Battle Royal that Shank Barzini won.
Have you ever
the
told
Battle
phrase,
Royal?
if the referee didn't see it, it didn't happen?
I understand that.
It didn't happen.
I understand that. And that is why he did not get his shot at Hysteria. But Jesse Emerson saw that footage, and Jesse Emerson, being the class guy that he is, went to the HWA Championship Committee
Jesse Emerson's
and
match.
said,
Jesse Emerson's
no,
match.
he requested a match with Shank Barzini. He pled the case for Shank Barzini, and the committee agreed, and that is why Shank had his match tonight.
Where's my case? I'm on a roll. Where's my case?
Have
The
you-
first shot I get, I'm going to win that Lucha Core title.
You think so?
I know that.
Well, you know what? Why don't you petition the championship committee? I'm sure they'll look at it and give you a decision.
Where is this championship committee? Their existence is questionable to me. I don't even know. I don't even know if they exist. I'm starting to think you put these shows together.
You know what? Ignorance is no excuse. Right now, let's go to Sid Fabulous and Jesse Emerson.
Hey, brother, what's the matter, man?
Dustin Reyes interfered in my match tonight. I had Nate Flames beat. I was peeking at my momentum, and there he did. Right in the back. That's all he does. He ruins everything. I hate
Some people
Dustin
can't do it the
Reyes.
right way. Hey, I tell you what, I don't have anything in my contract for next week, and you want some revenge next week?
Yeah, that'd be
Nate
great.
Flames and Dustin Reyes?
Yeah.
Well, I beat Dustin last Saturday in Norwood, and how about you and I team up, and I have no problem doing it again. What do you say?
Righteous.
Come on, brother. Let's do this. Hey, maybe a return of Jesse Fabulous.
Yeah. Get the bow ties.
I don't know about that.
Welcome back to the Pulse. Chris the Brain and Ron Mathis with you. And we talked about Hysteria earlier. I want to remind everybody in Norwood that we will be coming back on Saturday night, April the 24th. It is HWA Cyberclash 5.0. It is going to be a huge show. If you were at Hysteria, you're going to want to be at Cyberclash. And if you weren't at Hysteria, you're going to want to be there as well. But let's talk about, before we get to April 24th, we've got Wednesday night, April the 7th, right here at the Sword. We know we're going to have a big tag team match with Jesse Emerson and Sid Fabulous teaming up against Dustin Reyes and his protege Nate Flames. We know Tim Donst will be here in action again. He will be taking on Shawn Bond, and the heavyweight title is on the line. What are you doing?
I'm Googling HWA Championship Committee.
Okay.
How do you spell committee?
With a C.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
And, all right, we'll get this. Right now, the final word for this week's Pulse, it's Jon Moxley, the HWA Heavyweight Champion.
Moxley's crazy.
First round doctor. The momentum is a very important thing. Dude gets hot, scores a couple big victories, crowd gets behind him, the office gets behind him, he's on all the posters and the advertisements, and the hype machine starts rolling. And it looks like it's all set out in stone. It's all written ahead of time. This guy's gonna achieve his destiny. This guy's gonna step up and take what he's supposed to. This one guy who's really, really, really hot right now, the meat truck, Chris Hall. Chris is as hot as a wrestler can get. This big, ugly, scary man eating people alive. Looking like a caveman, chewing people up and spitting them out. Well, Chris, there's a big difference between somebody with a hype machine behind him who's never been there and the real thing. I am the HWA Heavyweight Champion because there's a time to play and a time to win. What do you do when it's winning time? I am Michael Jordan. I am Tiger Woods. I am the HWA Heavyweight Champion because I am clutch. I do it week in, week out, night in, night out, 365 days a year. That's what I do. I never make mistakes.